let me do something real quick. And Mega contacts. I have to make sure somebody's added in. Add contact. They should be, I think. Okay. I just, Patrice, this one's for you, and actually I had one other person. But I just sent you the contact to Mega. It might go to spam, so check, and as soon as you get it, I'll give you access to all 3 folders. What you'll see is, if you were watching, you already saw it, but you're going to get access to all 3 of these folders. Don't mess with the news trading folder yet, because I'm updating it as I go today. And by the end of the videos, about shortly an hour after that, I will say that the news trading folder is ready. Let me move you into the news trading group also. Signals, news, and add. Invite, yes. Patrice, invite. So you should have just got moved to the news trading room. Okay, so for the news trading, just to make sure for you, basically you're going to need about 10-15 minutes every day, and I'm going to actually go through this in the video. I'm going to edit out the beginning of this because I'm about to go through how you set up a trade for demo. So what you're watching is what you're going to have to do every single day that there's news. Now, there's not going to be news every day, so you'll actually get some breaks, but no, hold on. Before I start, did I get him? I got that motherfucker. I'm editing this portion of the video out. Okay, so what I'm about to show is what your routine would be on every day. So if you have at least 10 or 15 minutes every night, this is all you're going to have to do. Other than that, it'll be communicating with me when you have time if you have any issues. Now, like I've mentioned in the previous videos, this might seem a little foreign for you at first, but you've been in TA long enough, I think it's actually easy for you to pick up on. You don't have to know price action. You don't have to know jack shit. You just have to be able to add, subtract, know averages, and fill out a spreadsheet, and you're good. So what I'm about to do is, when this gets closer to the 4-minute mark, because then I'll know when to edit it, is I'm going to go quiet, and then we'll start up. I'm going to run through a normal day of what you do every night. You're in the US, so this is, for me, this is my evening schedule. And I'm going to be showing what I do every evening. And I'm going to close this and close this. And it is really, it's not that hard. Alright, so let's see. Okay, I got 10 seconds till the 4-minute mark on this video, so I'm going to be quiet for about 10 seconds and we'll get going. Alrighty, so we're going to go ahead and do demo time. Demo time is basically your daily routine, and for your first 30 days, you're just going to do demo. That's more to get you in the habit of recording your settings and get you familiar with setting up the chart each day. The biggest mistakes I see are input errors. So this is just to basically get you through those input errors. Other than that, it's simple. So demo time, what do we do? So each evening for me around 8 o'clock, what I do is I turn on I go to my laptop because that's where I trade live. I trade demo on my desktop. I go to Forex Factory. So today is November 8th. What I'm looking at is November 9th. So I can see, and remember, US session, London session trades only. This trade here and these here, NZD, we do not trade these. Just because it's in the US session, we still do not trade NZD. The spread on this shit is too high and it will eat up your account and burn you bad. So, and even if it is a USD news release and it's after 3 p.m., I do not touch it. At 3 p.m. for me is 4 p.m. Eastern Time. If it's 3 p.m. Eastern Time, I get leery. I am very careful with this, and it's not difficult. There's always going to be news. Each week, there's going to be news. If you're on demo, feel free to trade it and get the feel for it and get the practice in. But when you go live, your rule is US London trades only, USD trades only. We only trade major currencies, which would be GBP USD, USD JPY, AUD USD, US CAD, probably those 4. I don't mess around too much. And Euro USD, I'm sorry. But you'll see as we go. So I look at my calendar. So let's back that off and let's come over here. and let's pick the calendar. So I'm looking at the calendar, so I see it 9:30 in the morning. Now, whether this was 9:30 in the morning or 3:30 in the morning, I don't care. I'm going to set it up. So crude oil inventories, unless you're actually trading crude oil inventory and you got like a $10,000, $20,000 account, you're not going to be able to trade it. Minimum trade size for crude oil is one lot, 1.0. So what we do for crude oil is we're going to do new chart, and we're going to do US CAD, because US CAD typically moves on crude oil inventories. Now, I will say this, demo, for US traders, crude oil is practice. For your Pepperstone bastards that get the good spread, crude oil inventories are more than likely your weekly fun, because you will be able to make money off of it. I have a message. I'll have to get back to that in a little bit. So the first thing we do is we open up our chart. We go to 1 minute. Once we're at 1 minute, we go to template, and we're going to go to build news. That loads this up. Our blue box pops up. It tells us what to do from here. This is relatively easy. You have all these files. Let me get something, because this is not going to be on there. Sorry, this is all you'll see. Template, and let's save it. I want to make sure everything is perfect for y'all. Last time, not that I was in a rush, but I learned a little bit about... I missed a few little things. That's why I'm doing revision 2 of the book. Okay, so again, to refresh, we go 1 minute, right-click, template, build news. This will pop up. We don't give a crap, we just want it. Now, if you're new, you're not going to have this indicator down here, because in the marketplace it's no longer available without paying. We're going to be using a script. So next thing we do, it tells you what to do. Go to Menu, File, Open Offline, US CAD M79. So let's just do it. Menus up here, File, Open Offline, US CAD. Now if you click here and hit the letter U, it'll drop down. We're looking for US CAD M79. We open it. What's our next step? Right-click, Template, and Renko News, because it's a Renko chart and we're trading news. This will bring up this screen. You should see your EA running up here. All you have to do is hit F7. Now, if you don't want to do that, right-click, go to Expert Advisors, and Properties. Now, what I would also do is let's go ahead and open up Terminal, and let's go to the Experts tab. Why are we going to do that? I'll show you in a minute. This is just some, like I said, I missed a few little things, and I want people to be able to see those few little things. So let's hit F7, or right-click Expert Advisors, Properties. We're going to go to Load, Default News. Everything is set up for us perfect. Now what do we have to do? We have to go into the year. It's 2016. It's November. This news report comes out for me, and this is, remember, system time, local time for you. 9:30 for me, so 9:30 up here. It's 8:45 down here. It's 8:45 down here. It's 9:30. The news is actually on what? November 9th. So the day we need to change to 9. The hour is going to be 9 and 30. It's as simple as that. Now let's see, this is a tomorrow news, so let's see what it should look like. It's going to look like this. It's going to say expert is disabled. Please enter next news event. It only sees the news events within the current day, so it's only seeing news out to the 8th. Now, one thing I do recommend is I set this up at 8 o'clock, and then I shut it, and before I go to bed, I open it back up. The next step I'm going to have on the EA, and I did not notice this because I'm always demoing live with these, is that as soon as this is running, it starts building data. But let's not worry about that. Do it like this. Okay, so here it's running. We have another one, NZD. I'm going to set up for this one, but never ever trade it live. Let me repeat, never ever ever trade NZD live. It is not a major, and it's not in US. It is in the US session, but we're not trading it. No, it's bad. Okay, so how do we do it? Okay, and before I forget, look right here. As soon as I set this up, what happened down here? It shows that it completed. It is set up properly. If you don't see this here, after you hit F7, set it up, and you hit OK, if you don't see this appear here, there is something wrong. Now watch, if I make a change to it, let's say I change this to, I want to do a 60 pip straddle, it loads it up. So we need to make sure it's there, okay? See how it said points way 60? That's how an easy way to check. All good. See, 80, 60. It changed. We know that it's loaded and it is ready to go. So let's say later on in the day we have NZD. Not really trading it, but we're gonna. So we just go to File, New Chart, and let's find that puppy. Forex, NZD, USD. Step 1, 1 minute. Step 2, template. Build news. What do we wait on? It is now loaded. Menu, File, Open Offline, NZD, USD, M79. So File, Open Offline, NZD 79. Where are you, you little bastard? Right there. It loads up. Step 3, right click, template, Renko News, Renko Chart, News. It is there. We have a happy face. It says straddle is initiated. We're all good. F7 or right click, Expert Advisors, Properties, Load, Default News. That loads up our settings. We go to what? The date is correct. Month is correct. The day is the 9th. Now news, I'm doing this one because let's show it's military time. What is 2 o'clock? That is 14. And then it's on the hour, so 10. And we are done. It is now set up for tomorrow. There's a 3 o'clock one. You would simply rinse and repeat, do the same thing over again. Now, here's what I'm going to request out of you. The first time you do this, here's what I want you to do. Okay, so here we go. La-di-da, it's all set up. Oh, sorry. I'm burpy. Let me get some coffee. The first time you set up, go ahead and on your keyboard, if you look at the top above, like where the arrow buttons are, you should see print screen. Hit print screen, go to Start, Paint, put that in, and you're going to see my whole screen here, and do that, do File, Save As, and do First Setup, and email me, Skype me, Slack me this file. I want to see your first setup. I want to see, this doesn't matter, but I want to see what I see down here. I want to see your whole screen. Send me your first setup. I would love to see it. Like mine, see, you can even see, here's YouTube over here, so, meh. Okay, so now you go to bed, you wake up in the morning, you had 2 trades go through. What is your next step? You go here, and let's pretend this is all tiny. You go to Scripts, you drag this on, just hit OK, it's all set up. It says no trades because there are no trades on this one. But then you just simply, you can come up here, scroll to the chart, end of incoming tick, turn that off, and you can scroll back after you drag this on here, and you'll see the trade on there. Unfortunately, since I went into a stupid account, I can't do it. But I'll show this live again so you can see how to do it. And all you have to do then is right-click, save as picture, and you can send me that. If you need help, if your first time or two, you might need help. It's no big deal. Next step, we need to fill out our handy-dandy spreadsheet. So we're going to go into our spreadsheet. We're going to open it up. Here's our handy-dandy spreadsheet. Next, what do we need? We need Forex Factory so we can get that trade. So we go to Forex Factory. Sorry, I closed it. And this was what? So it was 9/11/2016. And let's move this over here. Bring this over to here. First trade was, let's get to the 9th. Duh. So it says currency affected. It says USD. So we'll go ahead and mark that down. USD. We traded it on USD CAD. Crude oil inventories. So we can just copy it and paste it there. Time 9:30. We can see this is a repeating weekly. Again, if you're on Pepperstone, you lucky little bastards. Spread max. Don't know it, don't know it, don't know it, don't know it, but we will get to it in a second. Special comments. So here's what special comments mean. And we'll get to this one here on a live trade. But 3PR, 7PS. What does that mean? means 3 pip wrinkle box. This is just notes for me. And I used a 6 pip spread. Anything else you could put in here, like, let's say today, election. Just notes to help you know. Now we need to go back in and fill out the rest. What we're worried about on your demo time is the max spread. You may occasionally get slippage, but we're going to be worried about max spread. How do I get that max spread? You come in here, and remember guys, I'm going to run through this full steam because you might think this is taking a while, but literally this takes maybe 2 minutes to do once you're used to it. File, open data folder, MQL4, we go to files. Please say I have some in there. Okay, so we do. Great. So USD CAD 11.8, there we go. And this is today. You can see that it's recording everything we did. You're going to go to the time of the news. See how it's 1650? Let's say the news was at 16 or 15. It's not going to be back there. Let's say it was at 1645, because that might be actually whatever. You just look on here, find the time of the news release, come to your spreadsheet, and then you just page down to where it was. When you're about 30 seconds out, so if this news was at 16, let's say 1650, when we get to about 1658, we want to start watching the spread. And this is US CAD today, and you can see the spread is high as hell because of the election. That's why I'm not trading. This should normally be below 2 pips, and look at where we're at, 2.8, something like that. But you want to look for the highest number you can find all the way through news, and it gives you the time. And then you find the highest number, you go to your handy-dandy spreadsheet, and you fill it in. So spread max was, let's say, 2.9 pips. Slippage, we're not going to get into that right now. We're on demo. Pips earned, you put in what you earned. If it was negative, you put in the negative sign first, 5.2. If it was positive, just write in 27, for instance. Lots we're not worried about. You can fill that in. It should be 0.01. Profit, you can put that in too if you want, but you'll find that from down here. In the trade window, it will show the trade, and it will give you profit right here. 1 minute move. Now, what do I mean by 1 minute move? What I mean by it is on this candle, what I do, let's say this was our news candle right here, and this is for me. It's not on. It is on your spreadsheet. You don't have to do it. What I do is I measure the entire candle, and it was 3.1 pips. Now, normally it's going to be something like, I don't know, 30, 40 pips on a news release, but say 24 pips. I'll say it was a 31 pip jump. And this needs to come down here. And the last thing, link to trade. So what do? Just simply go here. We've dragged our script on, so it'll be highlighting it. We do save as picture, active workspace, just like this. Hit OK. What happens when we do this? Up pops the merry-go-round or Jack in the Box? No. The link we need right here. Control C, back to our spreadsheet. Paste it in. And we are done. Our spreadsheet's filled in for that trade. It's as simple as that. This gives you everything you need to know to go back and be successful. Without this spreadsheet, guys, you're trading blind. This is the difference between the other people's little EAs that trade the news and being successful at trading the news. You need this data to be successful. Without the data, you're trading in the dark. So let's go ahead and erase all this, and I want to show you a setup at full speed. Let's give me a sec. So, evening routine. Let's close that. Where's Forex Factory? So here's my evening routine. We're going to look at, I don't know, let's jump to a date that has a few items. Okay, so here's one. This is November 15th. And we can see there's 1, 2, 3, 4 news events. Now, if we're looking at the 4 news events, give me a sec, don't save. If we're looking at the 4 news events, 3 of these are tradable. Euro's tradable, USD's tradable, and GBP's tradable. This one is not tradable. 1, it's tentative, and 2, it's an NZD. So not touching it. Okay, so let's go full strength here, full speed. Euro. Okay, so what do we do? I'm not even going to talk during that. Well, I will. 1 minute it. Template it. Wait for it. Load it. Template it. F7 it. Load it. Default news it. Let's check date and time. Date correct. Month correct. This is 15th. See? Data entry errors are your biggest mistake. This is at 1 a.m. And done. Simple as that, guys. That's about how long it takes a full-blown run through. Now, since this is for me because I already know the settings I'm going to use. I'm using 3 pip Renko boxes versus 2 pip for Pepperstone, which if you're on Pepperstone, you'll be doing it. But that's exactly how long it takes to set up. The next day is review. So what I go through is I go through and I review my old charts. But that's my setup after my review. I review first, then I go through and set up for the next day, and I'm done. You want to set up another one? So we have GBP at 3:30. Let's do it one more time. Too much coffee, my hand's shaking. 1 minute. Template. Yeah, my hand is shaking a lot from coffee. Template it. Wait for it. Offline it. Hit the G. Template it. Renko News, template it. Load it. 11, month is good. Date, 15. Time, 3:30. Everything else is set for me. Done. That's your demo. Again, after that, you do your review like I showed you. I do my review before my setup. So I review my spreadsheets, fill out my spreadsheets from the previous day, then I jump into the new day. That is your demo. So let's go to the, let's take a look at the book real quick, make sure I didn't miss anything. Okay. Get the clock synchronized. I'm going to leave that in there because it's already there. And next we'll be talking about slippage and using your log files, which I already did a little bit. I'm going to leave this in here because that video is still good. It's just going to be an addition to this one. We covered this, but I'm going to leave it in here again. I want to double down on a lot of this stuff because I was seeing a lot of data entry mistakes. After the trade, we'll go over that one more time, but that's great to open the video. And we're good. Okay, so that covers demo. I'm going to go ahead and stop the video, take a 5-minute break, and we'll come back if there's questions or anything. The rest of the book is actually pretty good. I'm going to go into additional info, and we're going to do an additional info video on top of this. So a lot of the book's going to be doubled up, but I want it doubled up because I want this driven into your head. It's not hard to do. It honestly is not hard to do. Take 10-15 minutes a day to set up your charts for the next day. Fill in your spreadsheet. It's simple. I mean, if I can do it and some of the guys in the room can do it, I'm trying to say how to say this nicely. There's some people in the rooms that completely failed at binary options and Forex, but they're able to do this without a struggle. So, I mean, I wouldn't offer something with a money back guarantee, and I'm not preaching that. It's just I'm that confident that I can teach people to do this because it's really not teaching. It's just following steps. You don't, like I said, you don't have to know moving averages. You don't have to know price action. If I could get a monkey to add, subtract, and do averages, I could probably teach him to trade news. Alright, so that sums that up, guys. Again, I'm going to take about a 5-10 minute break, and we will come back for any questions. Thanks, and I'll see y'all in about 10-15 minutes.